Hey guys, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Welcome back to the Cooking Jellz show, and I am your host, Jellz. And I thank you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to join me today. We have an awesome menu. Hey, Auntie, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. Um, we have an awesome menu today, and I'm so excited to be on with you guys today. All right, sous chefs in the background, and so we took a little break. And on our break, I had a birthday. So happy birthday to me. And I'm really excited to be back in front of the camera with you guys so we can get back to our regular schedule program. So, on the menu today, I won't hold us long here. I hope you guys can hear me. There's no issues with our sound. Um, so, let's jump into it. So, today we are going to be making a vegan pot roast. Yes, vegan pot roast. And we're actually going to be using some jackfruit. So, we have fresh jackfruit here that we're going to be using for our pot roast. And then we're also going to be making a baklava for our dessert. The utensils that you're going to need a cutting board, knives, forks, spoons, a baking sheet, or a 9 by 13 um, casserole dish. You can use that. You're also going to need a pot, skillet, a casserole dish, measuring cups and spoons, and serving plates. So we have the casserole dish on there. You can either use that for your baklava or for your pot roast. I'm going to be using this 9 by 13 um, casserole dish here for our baklava, and I'm actually going to be using a cast iron skillet for our pot roast. You're also with your serving plates, you could also use bowl or whatever plating that you have. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Sound is perfect. Thank you. All right, so those are our utensils that we're going to be using. Let's jump into the first thing that we're going to be making today, which will be our baklava. So we're going to start with our dessert. Yes, start with the dessert. You're going to need one 16-ounce package of filet dough. I hope I'm saying that right. And so I have mine here out of the package. They do have vegan filet dough. So that's what we have here. You're going to need a pound of chopped nuts. So the traditional baklava, I read somewhere that it was said to be founded or invented in Turkey, but the Greeks, they actually perfected it. So in the traditional baklava, they use pistachios, walnuts. You can use almonds. You can even use pecans. But in the traditional, they use pistachios and walnuts, I believe. But in my mixture here of nuts, I have almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and a few cashews. Can't go wrong with that. You're going to need a cup of butter. We're going to be using vegan butter. You're going to need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a half a cup of honey. Okay, so we have grannies on there now too. All right, so for the instructions for our baklava, we're gonna again start with that. I have my oven preheated right now to 350. Let me just turn this camera up. Oh, that way. I gotta. Okay, so all right, so we're preheating the oven to 350. We're gonna go ahead and let me put the other camera on so you guys can see. hold on. I'm trying to get myself out of here to put you guys on there.
Chef, if you're speaking, we don't hear you. I think when you switched off your camera.
Okay, thank you. I'm back.
Yep, got
So,
you now.
all right. So we're going to. I have some butter melted here. So I'm gonna just take my brush. We're going to grease the bottom and the sides of our dish. And this
And
is
what
the
type of
vegan.
vegan butter is that? Is that ghee or is that vegan butter, plant-based butter?
It's plant-based butter. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, plant-based butter. So make sure
And
you
you
get
get
yours.
yours where at Pete's or Whole Foods or
I typically go to Whole Foods when I shop. But you can't get it from Pete's. I find it kind of hard to find that jewel unless it's been so long that I really don't shop at Jewel that when I do go, I don't know where anything is.
yeah, I haven't shopped in Jewel in a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So we have our dish pretty greased. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our chopped nuts and we're gonna toss them with cinnamon and set that to the side. So what I'm gonna do, put on my gloves here, so I'm gonna start touching stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take a bowl because I have them in this smaller bowl here, so it's gonna turn that over to the side. And I have some cinnamon here. So we're just gonna sprinkle our cinnamon and we're gonna give them a nice toss. Just gonna use this fork here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in a baggie because I want to chop them a little bit more. So I have a baggie here. I'm just gonna pop my nuts into the baggie with the cinnamon. I know my mom always say I'm not cooking unless I'm making some noise. I think she has a thing here. I have one of those pound things. But that's probably gonna make even more mess, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just really breaking up the walnuts. Everything else pretty much chopped, but I did put some more walnuts in there, and I didn't chop those. So I'm just using the end of my spoon here, just chop them up a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. Now those have cinnamon and they're nice and chopped. So we're gonna set that to the side. The next thing we're gonna do is then cut our dough to fit our dish here. So the how you say this? Filet dough comes frozen, so you have to unthaw it. And they're thin pastry, puff pastry sheets. This dough, so you have to be very careful. It's kind of like paper. Let me just move this over. All right, guys. So I'm gonna gently roll it over, and you want to work quick. If you're not gonna work quick, you might want to get you a you want to get a damp towel to put over your dough because it will dry out, and you don't want it to dry out. So I'm just gonna unfold. So there are 18 sheets in this box. So I want to show you guys. You guys see how thin? You can't. Hold on. This one kind of ripped. Yeah, you gotta be kind of careful with these, but you see it's very, very thin, like paper. Right. So what we're going to do, I'm gonna take just this one sheet because it's already ripped, and I'm going to get a measurement of our casserole dish. You don't want it to spill out over the edge. You want it to literally be fitted to your dish, to your baking dish. Okay, so I'm going to I have an idea here. I'm going to put that back on the cutting board with the rest of my pastry sheets. Okay, I'm going to grab a sharp knife. And what they tell you to do, I'm just going to cut this in half because this should be right where I need it to be to fit the bottom of my pan. So you're going to take 8 sheets or so. You could, well, the recipe calls for like between 6 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what you want to put on the bottom. So just be gentle. This is a dessert. You definitely have to be patient, especially with this pastry paper. And perfect. That fits right at the bottom of my dish. And I'll show you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you. So here's the bottom of my dish. As you guys see, it fits right at the bottom. I have a little spillage, but that's okay. As long as just when we cook it, we put it in that it's not all on the side of our dish. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is just flip this over. I don't want that to dry. But I also want you guys to see. So I'm going to take our butter and we're going to put butter on what we have here. Let me remove the instructions real quick so you guys can see. Okay. So I'm just putting butter on top. You want to use the butter liberally. That's going to help your pastry dish stick to your I keep saying your pastry dish, your pastry sheets to stick together. And of course, it gives it a nice, rich taste, the butter. Okay, so we have butter on here. Nice. The next thing we're going to do is take some of our peanuts or nuts, whatever nuts you're using, and like the instructions tell us, we're going to then go ahead and put down some of our nuts. And we're going to put the nuts in. Because I'm not making like a huge dish, I'm only gonna do about one layer. Put butter. All right, then we're gonna take a couple more sheets. And this is a really light and airy pastry. So you don't have to worry about, oh, it's a lot of dough. It's going to be real doughy. No, it's going to really melt. All right, so you lay your other layer down. You put your butter. Oh, you guys can't see. The last thing that goes on top is another layer of dough. That's going to be our top. Make sure you aren't stingy with the butter. I'm just folding down the side parts. Alright, so we have enough butter there. We're going to take the remaining nuts. Just breaking up some of these pistachios. And it seems very complex. This, making baklava. I love baklava, but it's really not. It's very simple and easy. The only thing is the dough. That's the intricate part. Just being real patient with that. Okay, so that's enough on that layer. Again, I'm just adding just a few sprinkles of butter. And then our last layer, I'm gonna add your last layer. You want to add a little bit more, a little more sheets than the others, because that's your crust, so to speak. Or you don't have to. It's your baklava. You do what you want to do. All right, this is our last layer. It's our top layer. So this, I'm just gonna pour the rest of our vegan butter. Almond wants to peek through. Cover that up. All right, I know I got some comments. As soon as I finish this, I'm gonna get to some of our comments. See what y'all saying to me. Well, I'm out watering already for this, so I don't know about you. All right, and then we're just gonna top it with the remaining cinnamon and the remaining nuts that we have. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. When it bakes, it's gonna look real pretty. Okay, so let me just take these off real quick. All right, so we've done our layers. We're going to cut this using our sharp knife. We're going to cut this into either diamonds or squares, whatever. I'm just going to move this out the way. Okay, so we're going to take our knife, and the way I saw how you cut squares was you start diagonal cuts. So you want to definitely use a sharp knife. This is my spoon I had for butter.
Wonder if a pizza cutter would do. What do you think about the pizza cutter? Like spray it with a little non-stick oil?
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I just messed that up. That'll be my piece.
If it burns, that'll be your granny's piece.
Right. All right, let me grab the pizza cutter and I'm gonna spray it with some. Another trick I saw was if you are going to use a knife. I forgot we had a pizza cutter. This will be definitely easier if you have a pizza cutter. But if you have a knife, I saw that they dipped it in water, and I think that helps the filet dough. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ooh, okay. So we got a lot of comments here. Hey, Rachel. Thank you for joining the show. Y'all were saying hi. My bad. I missed your message. Okay. All right. And then everybody was saying, hey. Hey, Dominique. Thank you for joining. It's really thin. Yes, it's very thin. Can't wait to try this recipe. I know. I can't wait for you to try it too. You got to tell me how you like it. Okay, let's try, y'all. Oh, I think that's gonna work. All right, the only thing is the edges, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna cut, and I'm not making these like small pieces because we're gonna eat this. We don't have to ration it out. We're gonna eat it all. You know, sometimes you gotta ration out what you make. Okay, so bam. And then I'm gonna go across. These will be some big pieces, but that's okay. That means you won't look bad going back for seconds when you got big pieces. And plus, this dough is very, very delicate. Okay. All right, guys. So this is our baklava before the oven. Someone said it looks good already. I know, right? It smells good. It smells really good. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. It's gonna cook for about the length of time that we need to put our pot roast in. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. I'm gonna set the timer at an hour. Just it will take a look at it. Once we're done, what we're going to do, or right before it's done, what we're going to do, hey Danielle, thank you for joining the show. What we're going to do is we're going to make the glaze or the syrup that goes on top of this, which is simply just white sugar, water, and vanilla. Excuse me, and vanilla. And we're going to cook that until it becomes a syrup. Once this is done, we take it out. We immediately put our syrup on it, and we can garnish with some more nuts if you choose, or cinnamon. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven. So go ahead and put that in. All right. Oh wait, I was supposed to put this on for 6 hours, y'all. Okay, that wouldn't have been good. All right, so we have our baklava in the oven. We have that cooking. And so the next thing that we're going to, hey Renese, thank you for joining the show. Thank you, thank you. So the next thing that we're going to work on will be our jackfruit. Okay. We go to our ingredients. Okay. So for our jackfruit, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 small white onion, 4 cloves of garlic mince, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. They also have it vegan. We have that as well. 1 cup of dry red wine. So I couldn't. Well, I shouldn't say I couldn't find the red wine. I didn't look for it actually because I'm going to substitute my dry red wine because I've used red wine before in pot roast, and honestly, just for my tasting, I don't like it. I mean, that could just be me. But I am going to substitute mine with a little bit of chopped tomato puree. So it's gonna be some chopped tomatoes with some tomato puree mixed with it and some basil. And then I'm gonna add in just a little bit of liquid amino. That's gonna help give it that smoky taste. And we're with the Worcestershire, it's gonna blend all together. You're gonna need a teaspoon of dried thyme, rosemary, salt and pepper to taste, 2 cups of vegetable broth. You could also use what is it called? No beef bouillon. So it's like the plant based or vegan bouillon. They also have that as well. They also have the vegetable bouillon like in the paste. You can use that, or you can use the liquid broth. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and water. That's going to make our gravy. But your girl always got to add something different. So we'll get to the gravy when we get to the gravy because y'all know I like to take some shortcuts. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. You're going to need some red potatoes cut into quarters, a pound of baby carrots. Not on there, but what I have is some celery. You can add celery, whatever you really like to add to your pot roast. Those are the vegetables that you want to go ahead and grab. Hey, Sister Ned, thank you for joining the show. Welcome. Good old gravy. Yes, some good old gravy. All right, and then you're gonna need about 2 to 3 cups of jackfruit. Or if you're making a bigger pot roast, then of course you want to go ahead and grab more of that. But I'm only making it for a few of us here, so I didn't get a lot of jackfruit, and my recipe is going to be altered just a little, just to accommodate the three of us here. All right. Okay. So we're not going to worry about the oven just yet because we have our baklava in there. So our oven is already going to be preheated to 350. So we just have 50 more degrees to get to 400. So when we're ready to put it in the oven, we'll make sure that we up our temperature to 400 so that we're prepared to cook our food. So the first thing that we're going to do in a large skillet or in a stock pot, you're going to heat your olive oil over medium heat. Add your onion and saute that for about 5 minutes. One thing that I've noticed or learned while cooking is I used to always like put my onion and garlic, put that all together and saute. You don't want to add your garlic. That's something that you want to add kind of last if when you're sauteing, because you don't want it to burn, because it is especially if you're using minced garlic, even just regular whole garlic, it can burn very easily. You don't want to lose that fragrance of the garlic. So we're going to start with the onion, saute that down. Then we're going to add our garlic for about a minute. Add our jackfruit. We're going to cook that for a minute more. So that's like 5, 6, 7 minutes that we're going to be cooking just our onion, garlic, and jackfruit. And then we're going to add in if you choose to use red wine, but I'm going to use the Worcestershire and the liquid amino. You're going to add your seasonings. We're going to bring that to a simmer. Once we have that to a simmer, that's then when we're going to go ahead and create or make our gravy, so we could get that going. And we're going to bring that to a simmer for about 5 minutes after we've added our gravy. That way the jackfruit is going to really absorb the ingredients, the onion, the garlic. I'm also going to probably saute up some bell pepper, because I like bell peppers in my pot roast as well. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. I gotta make mine like a stew, like a beef stew. You have peppers and onions and potatoes and all those good vegetables. So I'm gonna be sauteing some of those as well. I'll probably start with that and the onion, then add in the garlic and the rest. Once we've brought our mixture with the gravy, once we brought all of that to a boil, or not a boil, a simmer, we're then going to pour that into our cast iron skillet or your casserole dish, or your casserole bowl, whatever you're going to use, whatever is oven safe. You want to go ahead and transport that into that utensil, and we're going to put that over the carrots and the potatoes. So the carrots and potatoes, well, let me talk about the carrots. I'm also adding mushrooms. See, I'm adding stuff because I love different fruits and vegetables. So I'm always adding stuff to recipes to my liking. So if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to add mushrooms. But I found these rainbow carrots. Can you guys see that? I found rainbow carrots. Maybe I'll put it on the other screen. Okay, so I found these rainbow carrots. They're like purple carrots, yellow carrots, your regular orange carrots. So I found these and I thought that was pretty neat. So we're going to use that. And I have some mushrooms that are washed as well. And then over here is where I have our other ingredients, our celery, our bell peppers. I got green and red, onion, and our potatoes. So we're gonna chop this up. So we got a little time here to talk and discuss. But I'm gonna chop up our vegetables here. Oop. All right. Put these gloves on. Okay, so our potatoes again. Let me rest this knife. Our potatoes, we're going to quarter them. Be careful. These are all of these are pre-washed. So make sure you wash your fruits and vegetables. And the cutting board, of course, has been washed. It might look a little ashy, but it's washed. Alright, so I'm just add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I had 6 potatoes. But again, use as many or as less as you like for yours. I like a lot of potatoes. Alright. And then I'm going to do my bell pepper last because I don't want to fight with those seeds. And I do like a lot of celery in my roast as well. So I'm cutting these probably like half an inch to an inch. You don't want your fruits and vegetables. I keep saying fruits. I don't know why, but well, jackfruit. I guess it's a fruit. But you don't want your vegetables too thick. Otherwise, they won't cook all the way. And then you don't want them too thin because it might overcook and become mush. So I'm cutting up a lot of celery here. Oh, this piece of celery fell in the vanilla. All right. I started watching this show on Netflix called Crazy Delicious. Has anyone ever seen that or watched it? I know not everybody watch cooking shows, but it's called Crazy Delicious. And what they do is they have these judges. They give people a fruit or a vegetable, and they have to reinvent recipes using those ingredients. And for instance, like one show, they had to use apple, and they had to make like a burger or something, but they want to taste the actual fruit or vegetable that they put on there, or that they ask you to use. This is the last 2 things of celery. Cut that in half. I'm dropping some of my celery over here. Let's pile this up. Well, I guess the last thing I'm gonna cut is the onions because I do not want to cry. So I'm going to go ahead and cut our bell pepper. And I'm just gonna slice it and then just cut it in half. I like to have nice pieces of my vegetables. I don't want them to get too soggy. No, but I will watch it. I love cooking shows. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. And then the other one is it Cake? That's on Netflix too. And they have I love that show because they have like different that's a baking show. I'm not a huge baker, but every now and then I feel a little Betty Crocker-ish. But this is a baking show where you have to guess if the item is actually cake or is it the actual item. So like one episode was like gym shoes, and you had to tell which gym shoe you thought was actual cake or the actual gym shoe. And that show, now I like the Crazy Delicious. They don't win money; they just win notoriety because that's the show for like people who aren't. They're like at home cooks. But the is it cake show? Those are like real bakers, and they win money on that show. So I was like, do I need to learn how to bake? Because this one guy won $15,000 just for baking. What did he make? A travel case. I forget what they call it. Those old school travel bags. Travel, like it's almost like a briefcase type. I don't know. It's an old fashioned suitcase. That's what I'm gonna call it. Old fashioned suitcase. That's what it is. And he stumped the judges a couple times. Each round you could win $5,000, and he won what 3 rounds. I was like, I need to go on that show. That's the show I want to be on. This one had a little thing in it, y'all. Y'all see that? I'm not gonna use it. That kind of creeped me out a little bit. But there's a couple of them in there. Ooh. All right. I'm kind of cutting some of these other pieces that I think are just a little bit too big. Just cutting it in half. That's good. I love raw green peppers. The whole pepper never makes it into my dish. Yeah, I like raw peppers too. I do too. They're really good. I'm thinking of doing another 21 day raw, and like I have so many more ideas and different foods to make. I'm really excited about, doing it again. And then I have some other people, my best friend and Juicy said they're gonna do it as well with me. They saw the benefits and the results, so we got to get them to get their scan and get on this raw cleanse with us detox. Okay, so that's all my fruits and vegetables that I want to cut. I'm gonna cut some of these. Maybe I'll cut these potatoes again. These were pretty big. So I'm just cutting the potatoes one more time, just because I don't want them to like. Don't get me wrong. I do like a semi-firm potato in my roast. You know, but I definitely don't want it like mashed potatoes. So I'm just cutting the ones that I think are really big and thick. Probably the first couple ones I cut were really big. Although red potatoes, they cook really well. They bake really well, so you don't have to really worry about them. I just want to make sure. Always examine your potatoes. I think I'm gonna just take that one out. All right. The last thing I'm going to cut are these onions before we get started with the stove portion. Now this baklava is smelling good. It's cooking up real nice. I smell it. All right, so we got our potatoes. Just cut that one. Our celery, our peppers. Now we're gonna get to this onion. Let me grab a cup of water, guys. Okay, so I got my cup of water here. All right, so here we go. Whoops. I'm learning how to cutting board all these vegetables. So with the onion, I'm not cutting it super. Some crunch it, chunks, I should say. I like nice chunks of onion. So I'm about to start crying. Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna do too much. Okay, so I'm not gonna move this over. All right, so I'm gonna put my sauteing pan over here. All right, so I have some olive oil here, so I'm just gonna put some olive oil in our pan. Once I get the stove situated, guys, I'll put you over the stove so you can see. Okay. So I got my oil heating. I'm gonna try to get you guys situated here. So I'm gonna take this camera off. Smells like a Thanksgiving meal. Okay, I think you guys can see that. And we'll just take an onion. One second, y'all. I'll get you on there. I'm gonna throw these away. And I'm gonna throw some of my peppers in there. Put you guys back. Alright, so we got our peppers, our onion. I have the heat on like medium high. No, it's on medium. It's on medium. I'm just gonna add my peppers. I kind of want those to. I'm not adding all of them, just some of them. Because I want some of that flavor to cook in with our jackfruit. Alright, so my other potatoes, I'm gonna put that in our cast iron skillet over there. So, and then I'm gonna put our carrots and mushrooms over in that one too. I got the rainbow carrots and they're like baby carrot style. So I didn't have to cut those. And the mushroom, I'll show you guys that in a second, but the mushroom, I'm just gonna just break those up with my hands. I'm not really gonna cut them up. Add some more carrots into my other pot. Not everybody likes mushrooms, so I'm not using a lot. Alright, so now we're gonna add in our garlic. while that is sauteing up, I'm gonna move the rest of the vegetable that won't fit in the cast iron skillet back into my, what they call this, coriander, what they call it. I'll put it in there, and I'm gonna give my hands a rinse. Just wiping off our cutting board because we're gonna use this for our jackfruit. So we have our peppers and our garlic sauteing here. Again, we're gonna let that cook in. I'm gonna add in now just a little bit of our Worcestershire and our liquid amino mix into that. This is some pink Himalayan salt and fresh ground black peppercorn. I'm just gonna add a few sprinkles to that. This, of course, is a little bit of our geo powder and kind and savory seasoning. So I'm gonna add some of that. And I'm not going to add in the rosemary and thyme just at this moment. And I'm going to give that a nice stir. All right, so I'm going to take you guys off to bring you back to the cutting board so we can start working on our jackfruit. Okay, there we go. All right, so I had them. They asked if I wanted the whole jackfruit. That was like almost $30. I was like, no thanks. So yeah. So they cut me some slices out of it. So I'm gonna give these just a quick rinse. These are fresh. And I did read like a good way to cut your jackfruit if you get a whole jackfruit is to cut it spiral, like a spiral down or up or whatever. As you can see, this is cut like a spiral. See, it's not an even cut. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel here just to get some of the excess water. Okay. All right, so I should be, well, no, it looks like I'm gonna have to cut it too. So I'm gonna get us a knife here. I'm gonna cut this just to take one out for us. Because this is a very tough, strong fruit. So this core, we're gonna have to get that out. It's very thick and tough. Can't wait to hear how you like all this made with the jackfruit. I hear it absorbs the flavor of what you put into it. That's what I hear too, Auntie. It smells it stank. I shouldn't say it like that, but it does. Um it's not the best smelling fruit. I think it puts me in the let me see what it reminds me of. I don't know. It almost put me in the mind of mango, but okay. Everybody asking how it tastes. I'm gonna take one out if I can get it out. Ooh. All right, guys. So I'm putting my vegetables on. I'm putting my vegetables on low right now. So this is like the outer shell. It's almost like a What fruit is that has the actual fruit itself is like cased inside like this membrane here. I'm gonna get the I'll use this one to taste. So there's the core thing that we want to take out. I heard it's not sweet. Yeah, I heard it's not good by itself, but we're gonna try it. I never had it by itself. So we gonna see. I just wanna make sure I get all the rind part. Okay, I'm taking a very little piece. Mm? Maybe they had a bad one. She said, "Don't try it." I wasn't supposed to eat it raw. I know you can. It's actually good. It's actually really good. This one is sweet. Maybe the one that they had wasn't sweet, but this is sweet. Granny sous chef. Y'all want to taste a piece raw? So you know what jackfruit tastes like?
I'm afraid.
Granny said, "You afraid?" Granny, God has not given us a spirit of fear. What does it taste like? Mm, I honestly, I honestly don't know, y'all. It has it's a weird taste. I mean, I shouldn't say weird. It's not weird. Oh, let me try another piece. It's actually good. Um, I don't know. It don't put me in the mind of anything for me to tell. I got to take a piece to Granny. Granny, you got to taste it. Maybe like some type of cantaloupe or mango.
It's good.
Yeah, they can't hear you though. She said it's good. Sous chef come in, take her piece. I mean, I think it's good.
It has the texture of coconut.
Granny, unmute yourself.
It's almost got a little musty sweet. It has the texture of coconut. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of cantaloupe.
Yeah,
And pineapple.
yeah, and pineapple maybe, but
It's not bad.
without the sour twang, you don't have that sourness of pineapple. It has a sweetness of
It's
pineapple.
good.
Yeah,
It's not bad. It kind of got a musty
smell to it.
smell to it, but it tastes good.
Yeah,
I didn't smell it. I held my breath. Yeah. It's not bad.
yeah, it's not bad. Like maybe they had a bad one and it wasn't sweet, but this one is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys see, it's got like this hard,
So that's the
like the orange has that white part on it that you peel off. That's what it feels like and looks like. So you just want to make sure that that's
the pith or pith or
yeah, pith.
Pith
Yeah,
or
that's what
whatever.
they call it. Yeah. Just want to cut that off.
By the time you get through cutting all that, it's not as much of the fruit as you would think.
As you think, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of flesh skin, but the actual fruit part of it.
I wonder, can you do anything else with that fleshy part? Probably.
Might be.
I mean, we're not trying it today, but
right. And it has like a slightly different color than the jackfruit, so you could see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost hard to tell the difference, but once you do get it, see how that's the hard, like, and I guess that's the seed. It's hard. Okay.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever had jackfruit like
tacos. Didn't you make jackfruit tacos?
Oh yeah, we did. We made pulled pork jackfruit tacos. Yeah, we did. I was supposed to say I don't think I've ever. But that was so good.
It wasn't.
But not directly from the
raw,
fresh. Yeah,
fresh, right.
I've never had the fresh. I've had the store bought, meal.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a very interesting fruit. I heard it's very hard. Like the skin, the outer part of it is very, very hard. And by the way, the white part is called pip. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can get with the pineapple, but I hate cantaloupe. It don't really taste.
It doesn't taste like cantaloupe.
It doesn't taste like cantaloupe. I think it just has like the texture. Like it has a texture of cantaloupe.
Yeah, and I don't care for cantaloupe, so it didn't taste like cantaloupe to me. I could taste more pineapple and coconut.
Yeah,
like a coconut pineapple. I wonder how that would be. Make a pina colada with it.
Yeah, we can make one.
You sound like
cheese sticks
real good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Daddy. Okay, y'all. I had to turn my vegetables off. I didn't realize it was going to really take some elbow grease to get this jackfruit out. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, imagine how big, the jackfruit is. So you do get a lot of fruit. It's a lot of work to get to the fruit. All right. Hey, Karen. Welcome to the show, girl. We back live. Right now, I am getting our jackfruit out of here. This is going to work as our beef, if you will. I've always wanted to try jackfruit. Hello. Well, oh wait, my phone about to fall over. Okay, hold on, y'all. Wrong way. Okay. Well, today is the day for you for this recipe. So now you can try jackfruit. I got this from Jewel. They have them already pre-cut. Just to make sure I get every. It's tasty as barbecue sandwich too. I know, girl. I had a pulled pork taco with jackfruit. Oh, it was so good because it's already sweet. So it goes perfect with the barbecue. All right, y'all. So I think this is my last piece on this. If I can get it out. There we go. I think there's no more. Oh, wow. There's more fruit. Okay. You just gotta work it out. Hey, Dre. Welcome to the show. Right now, I am getting my jackfruit prepared. We're making a vegan pot roast with jackfruit. I just tasted a raw jackfruit piece for the first time, and it was amazing. It was really good. I could definitely see myself like using this in a fruit bowl or making some ice cream, some jackfruit ice cream. That would be good. Alright, so I'm just gonna cut that. Okay, so I think that's all the fruit I'm gonna get out of this one round, which was it don't seem like a lot, but I think it's enough. I see a few pieces back here, so I'm just gonna grab those out if I can, because I'm not gonna do it. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna throw. Make sure you get the hard parts off. I'm gonna throw this away. Your first time trying jackfruit tasty may cause drowsiness. Whoop! It may cause drowsiness.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Jackfruit may cause.
Jackfruit may cause sleepiness and drowsiness. Medications that cause sleepiness are called sedatives. Taking jackfruit along with sedative medications might cause too much sleepiness.
Oh, so this is like turkey.
That's what I said to your granny. I said,
Oh, you did?
Turkey. Uh-huh. We were in there talking about it.
Oh, so be careful, y'all, if you're taking sedatives.
And then they say jackfruit is not bad for humans, and eating jackfruit is safe for most people. Some people may be allergic to it if they're also allergic to birch pollen.
Now, what is that a tree?
I would guess so, yeah. Birch tree, B-I-R-C-H, birch.
Okay, so do your research.
We're going to eat it to
and bless your food.
Exactly.
Don't eat and drive.
Right. Do not eat jackfruit and drive.
Not get jacked up.
You don't get jacked up off the jackfruit.
Right.
Your granny turning into a sewer thing.
Right.
Okay, it says jackfruit is an exotic fruit grown in tropical regions and native to the southern part of India. It's available in other parts of the world, including the United States. Jackfruit is the largest tree fruit reached by up to 35 kg in weight. Jackfruit has a dull green, spiky outer skin, which is not eaten, and the edible part of the fruit, the flesh or fruit pods, lies inside, which is light yellow in color and has a rubbery texture. Jackfruit may be eaten when ripe or unripe. Jackfruit can be consumed plain or cooked and made into both sweet and savory dishes depending on its ripeness. So that's what you were saying. Maybe the person that had it, theirs wasn't, a sweet, but maybe they had one that was a little more savory.
Yeah.
And not sweet.
It probably wasn't ripe enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't sweet.
Uh-huh.
But if you get it when it's ripe, like we probably have one that's ripe, it's more on the sweeter side.
Okay, let's see here. The seeds are also safe to eat.
The seed?
That's what they said. The seeds are also safe to eat. Jackfruit may be used as a meat substitute due to its texture, which is comparable to shredded meat, thus the pulled pork, right? Jackfruit flour may be used as a substitute for wheat flour. Jackfruit is an extremely nutritious fruit. Oh, good. With several health benefits and has a mild, sweet taste. That's what we were saying. It was kind of, yeah. Despite the sweet taste, it has the potential to lower blood sugar levels, and patients with diabetes may need lower doses of their medication if the fruit is consumed regularly. Okay, so there you go. For those who are diabetics, if they eat jackfruit on a regular, they may need to lower their prescription. So consult your physician, I would say. It is a major source of nutrition for those at risk of starvation in developing countries. Jackfruit is not bad for humans, and eating jackfruit is safe for most people. Okay, I already told you about that.
That's kind of like how I felt when I was on 21 Days, like Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
This was what they probably would have found and eaten to give them some calories to make it to day 21.
It's rich in protein, fiber, antioxidant, essential vitamins, and minerals. 1 cup of jackfruit contains the following nutritional benefits: 155 calories per cup, which mostly comes from carbohydrates and protein, 40 grams of carbohydrates, fiber, 3 grams of protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, potassium, copper, and magnesium.
So jackfruit is like an all-around healthy fruit.
It is.
That you might want to start incorporating into your diet.
Yeah.
It may make you sleepy.
You're right. So eat it at night when you're at home.
Yeah, eat it for dinner.
It may benefit blood sugar control, improves immunity, rich source of protein. So for those people who want to go vegan and they're saying, well, I need to have meat because I need the protein. Well, jackfruit is a rich source of protein. Improves digestion because it's rich in fiber. Helps to maintain good gut health and prevents constipation. Yes, jackfruit is the new fruit for me.
Oh my goodness. TMI. Rachel says she saw jackfruit flour at the store, but didn't know what it was. Well, now you know. You might want to grab you some.
And it's interesting. The seed is... Let me have one of the seeds.
You want a small one?
Yeah, the smallest one you can find. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to eat it. I'm going to smell it first.
Let me see. I got a little one right here. I'm going to try it. That girl, I can't eat that. Well, don't eat your seed.
Seed would be a negative.
The seed is very
dry and pasty.
Yeah, earthy. It's nasty. Yeah, definitely like eating tree bark. Okay, y'all. So this is they also have jackfruit that's canned. I started to get that, but I was like, I'm not going to shortchange us. Y'all know I like my shortcuts, but I wasn't going to do it to you. So we have our jackfruit. I'm just throwing away this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my fire back up on my vegetables. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in our jackfruit. I'm just going to cut some jackfruit.
Well, this one thing we said we could say we tried.
Yeah. We might be sleepy to give y'all a review.
Right?
Okay, that's a little piece. All right, guys. So I'm bringing back to simmer
I wonder how that would be
my
juiced.
vegetables. Probably
You
good.
probably could have used the
It's over there. I
pith,
didn't throw it
pipe, or
away.
pith, or whatever. Pipe. Pith.
Pith,
I don't know why I'm saying pith.
whatever. Okay, guys. So I'm leaving them still kind of big. I was just cutting them in half. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add this to our vegetables. I'm gonna add in the rest of our Worcestershire and liquid amino. I might add more just because. Let me take it off of here first, and then I'll bring you guys back over.
This can be tasty. Woo.
Okay, let me turn this. All right, y'all. So then I'm going to I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more the salt and pepper. This is the geo powder and kind and savory. And now I'm gonna add in. I have some rosemary and some thyme here. So I'm gonna add some rosemary and thyme.
I'm glad you're taking your time and doing it right.
I'm
glad you're taking your time and doing it right.
Right, so it come out right.
Time. Get it.
Oh, time. Oh my goodness, I didn't even. Oh. Right. And then I'm just gonna the remaining seasonings. I'm just gonna put some of that on the vegetables that are going in the where the jackfruit is going on there. And I know there's one on there, but y'all know I like to cook my roast with some Italian seasoning in a ranch packet. So I didn't bring the ranch packet, but I do have some Italian seasoning. My Italian seasoning. Okay, so let's give this a stir. Alright, so I'm going to take our baklava out. I don't know why I think my thing didn't go off. That's alright.
That's alright. That just means we didn't need it, I suppose.
Alright, so we're going to let that simmer for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Get you some.
Mm-mm. Alright, y'all. All right, so while this is simmering, we're gonna take a quick break. This is gonna have to simmer for a while. Oh, I'm gonna put my vegetable broth in there. Now we're gonna add our 2 cups of vegetable broth, and we're gonna bring that to a simmer. All right, and while that is simmering, we're going to take a quick break. So we'll be right back. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, guys, welcome back. We are back. So what we're gonna do, guys, we are gonna do something different with the show, and I hope you guys give me your honest feedback and on how you think you liked the way that we're going to do the show. I wanted to come back because I, in the past, have received, some feedback from other viewers. I've watched a couple other cooking tutorials, and I know you guys love me. I know you guys love my cooking, and you want to be on live with me as I do this. And so, taking some of my viewers' suggestions, what I'm going to do, because I've showed you guys how we are going to how we prepare the baklava, and we had that in the oven, and how we prepare the jackfruit pot roast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let these cook, and it's going to be about an hour or so or two or what have you, because I don't want to keep you guys on live. But what I will do is once everything is done and complete, we will come back live and I'll show you guys the finished product. How does that sound?
That's a nice little twist. That's a nice little twist. So we'll come back to your page in about an hour, hour and a half. We should just see the little pop-up come up that you're back live, and then we'll
Correct.
come on to see the final product. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Correct. Yeah, so we're gonna let this simmer. The jackfruit is still simmering here. Again, that's gonna simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer that over into the cast iron skillet that has our potatoes, our carrots, our celery, and mushrooms. And we're going to, the other thing that we're going to do, let me just show you guys really quick, because while your jackfruit is simmering, you're going to make your gravy. So remember I said I got my own little twist, and you can use cornstarch and water if you like, just to thicken up. Y'all know I love and live by my brown gravy packs. So I am going to add in my brown gravy pack. But let me just show you how you can make it with water and cornstarch. But I didn't grab the cornstarch. But that's okay. I'm going to show you how to use. We're going to pretend our brown gravy is the cornstarch. So the first thing you're going to do is get you some cold water. Well, no, you're going to add in your brown gravy pack first. So you adding your cornstarch, however much cornstarch you're going to use, or your brown gravy pack. And then what you'll do is you'll get you some cold water. Some water here. And this water has a little Worcestershire sauce in it, so don't think like, oh, she got that Flint, Michigan water. No, it's just a little Worcestershire. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Okay, y'all didn't hear that, but I hope you saw that. You add in your cornstarch and then you add your water. And so what I'm gonna do is I'll just swing you guys over here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just pour that into the jackfruit and vegetables because we want that to cook together and thicken up. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to let that cook, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished product. All right. So stand by. Bye for now.